Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Welcome back to our channel. Fasting in Ramadan is not just about abstaining from food and drink, but also about controlling our desires and strengthening our connection with Allah. A common question that arises is whether kissing one's wife during fasting invalidates the fast. Let's explore the question in light of the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. When fasting, there can occur two cases that need to be discussed. Number one, a kiss that does not arouse desires. This type of kissing is permissible during fasting because Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, himself used to kiss his wives while fasting. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, narrated that he did so, but she also clarified that he had the utmost control over his desires, unlike anyone else. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, said, "The Messenger of Allah, blessings and peace of Allah be upon him, used to kiss and touch his wife when he was fasting, but he was the most able of you to control his desire." Number two, a kiss that arouses desires. This type of kissing can be problematic because it may lead to further acts that break the fast. If a person engages in an intimate moment and it leads to the release of semen or, worse, to intercourse, then the fast will be broken. One must be cautious because if kissing leads to further arousal and the person does not control himself, it could escalate into an act that invalidates the fast. There are two scenarios to be aware of. If semen is released due to intimate acts without involving intercourse, the fast is broken and must be made up later. Ibn Qudama, may Allah have mercy on him, said, "If the fasting person kisses his wife and ejaculates, then he has broken his fast, and there is no difference of scholarly opinion concerning that as far as we know." The other one, which is far worse, is if one commits intercourse while fasting, then not only is the fast invalidated, but there is also a severe expiation or Kaffarah, which includes fasting for 60 consecutive days or feeding 60 poor people. This highlights how serious such an act is while fasting. Although intimacy with one's spouse is a natural part of life, fasting is a time to focus on Allah, self-discipline, and purification of the soul. One should not engage in anything that distracts from the true essence of fasting. Islam permits love and affection, but one should be mindful that the fast is meant for remembering Allah, not indulging in thoughts of intimacy throughout the day. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, kissed his wives while fasting because he had complete control over his desires. No one had more taqwa than him, and no one could remember Allah more than he did. However, for ordinary Muslims, the situation may be different. If one is unsure of his self-control, it is better to avoid such actions to prevent breaking the fast. Kissing one's wife during fasting is allowed if it does not arouse desires. However, if it leads to anything that breaks the fast, then it should be avoided. The key is self-control and understanding that fasting is a time for spiritual purification. In certain situations, a husband kisses his wife, which ignites his desires. However, he refrains from continuing, concerned that it may invalidate his fast. Even after he tries to stop, he finds himself unable to resist gazing at his wife with longing throughout the day following their kiss. He eagerly awaits the end of the fast so that he can be intimate with his wife. What is the purpose of a fast that leads one to recall intimacy with their wife rather than focusing on remembering Allah? His attention is directed towards his wife instead of his prayers and the recitation of the Quran. Fasting is a time to embrace with joy rather than to anticipate its conclusion with eagerness. It is advisable to refrain from such behavior entirely, as this will help maintain our fast filled with the remembrance of Allah. May Allah grant us the strength to observe our fast with sincerity and devotion. Ameen. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.